So guys, our dummy for today's demonstration is ready as promised. Those of us who watched me in the part 1, you know what I'm talking about. We've spoken a lot about what CPR is, what the steps you're supposed to go through and everything. Today we're about to show you, so if you haven't watched it, quickly rush and then go and check it out so that you can get the clear picture of what we're about to demonstrate here right now. Let's get right into it. Number 1, I'm very sure you know if you watched. If you didn't watch, you go back and watch it and you get it clear. Number 2, we're checking for signs of responsiveness. So, John, trying to get a response from John. John might blink, John might move his arm, anyhow. If we don't get that, we are trying to check for signs of life. So we focus our gaze on John's chest, and it's not moving, it's just stiff. We want to pass these 2 fingers across John's nostril, and we don't feel that air that comes out when we breathe out. There's one thing that I didn't talk about when I was explaining in the theory part. You can also check for the pulse. That's what we call a pulse. I wouldn't want to bore you. All I'm trying to say is that you pick the person's hand and then the thumb aspect, bring it all the way down to this. There's this indentation here. That aspect, you just place your hand there and then you feel something beating against your fingers. You feel something beating against your fingers. Just place your 3 fingers, your index, your middle, and your ring finger. I can feel it right now because my dummy hasn't collapsed. My dummy's heart is beating. If you feel that, it means that the person's heart is still beating. No need for CPR. If you don't feel that, that shows that there's no sign of life. Then we proceed with our CPR. Our dummy is positioned in a perfect way for the CPR. I spoke about it. The person should be lying on their back on a hard surface, their chest very well exposed, and we have all that here. In this case, just as a guide, you go from one nipple, draw an imaginary line to the other nipple, and then the middle of that imaginary line, you place the palm of one hand, the sole of one palm here. You interlock it with the other. With the strength coming from your shoulders, you give your 30 compressions. 30 compressions. If you realize I wasn't doing something that was causing my elbows to move. My elbows are supposed to be stiff, and then the shoulders just doing their job. 30 of that. Very deep, 2 inches depth for each compression that you give. Then for those that wouldn't mind or are able to give the mouth to mouth, this is the position of the head. The head goes up, the chin, you tilt the head backwards, the chin up, and then you pinch the nose. I hope we are getting exactly what I'm saying. Then you give your 2 breaths, come back and continue. 1, 2, 1, then we go 30 times. So, like I said, the only reason why you would stop is if the ambulance services arrive, or the person regains consciousness, or the person starts breathing on their own. I missed one thing in the theory aspect, which is what if it was a neonate? That means that a newborn to about a year old. You can't place your palm. They are big. They are too big for the child's chest. What you would want to do is to one palm, but the index finger, the middle finger, and the ring finger, or sometimes even these 2 alone, the index and then the middle finger, same spot, same imaginary line, and in the middle you place these 2, and then you give your 30 compressions, and then give your mouth to mouth 2, same position. You position their head and then their chin, and then you occlude the nose and do the same for them. If it's a woman as well who is well endowed, you would want to pat the breasts, set them apart, one here and the other here, and in a sane position so that you're able to do it and do it very well. Like I said in the first video, this would come with practice. Some of us went to school, we were taught, we were examined on it. So it's something that you had to read and demonstrate and understand it very well before the exam. It's same for you. Try it with your spouse, try it with your friend, try and get it at your fingertips. You might not know where you'd be needed to use all of this that I've spoken about. So we have soon come to the end of the video. I'll just encourage you, if you didn't watch the first part, you would want to go back. The link would be right after this video. You can click on it and watch. If you also watched it, I hope this helps you visualize what I spoke about. So thank you very much for coming back, and you are welcome. For those that are watching me for the first time, please subscribe and like the video, share it, and then put on your notification button so that anytime I put up a video, you are alerted. I would see you in the next video. Bye for now.